I always mention the Khatm night, some of the adab, very quickly, we're going to resume inshallah. We've only got one juz left, so we've got some time. Of some of the adab, now all of you are doing Khatm, we're doing Khatm tonight, and you'll be doing Khatm inshallah the last 2 nights, maybe you've done already a few already. What are some of the adab pertaining to Khatm of the Quran? There are 5 points that's mentioned by Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah in his book At-Tibyan, fi adab Hammalat al-Quran. Number 1 he mentions is the timing. When do you do or finish your Khatm? So say someone is reciting Quran, he's coming to the Khatm, you see sometimes, we don't know what to do, we're just reading, and we just close the book and we make a dua and we go. I said no. When you're reaching your Khatm, you find the appropriate time. Say I know, tonight I'll finish my Khatm. If it's the night time, you save it for Fajr. They will save it, the last few surah from Kafirun to Nas, for the Sunnah of the Fajr. This is the Sunnah of the Salaf. Because the Quran of Fajr is witnessed by the Malaika. So you recite and you make the dua, the more angels, the better, because your dua will be accepted. So number 1 is the timing. If you're reciting your Khatm and it's throughout the day, it's ending, then you wait for the Maghrib Sunnah, same. So the other way, if it's in the night time, you wait for Fajr. If you're reading the Khatm and ending during the daytime, you save the last portion for the Sunnah Raka'ah of Maghrib. And it's better to finish your Khatm, your Quran, in Salah. Everyone has memorized at least the last few surah. So you finish your Khatm, save it, then Allahu Akbar. Nafil, you can read loud, no problem. If you want to recite quietly, you can, but Nafil, you can recite loud as well. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ. Recite those 2 surahs, or those last few surahs, 6 surahs, in your Salah. This is the first one. So the timing, this is the practice of the Salaf. Then after that is the state. All of us, alhamdulillah, we're blessed, we're lucky that we're fasting. So when you're doing a Khatmah, the day of the Khatmah, you should be in your fasting state. Well, we're fasting, alhamdulillah, because Ramadan, that's already there. Because you want your deeds to go to Allah in your best state while you are fasting. That's 2. Number 3 is the dua, like we'll be doing today. And whenever you do any great action, even your fara'id salah, always sunnah is to make a dua after that salah, or that action, to ask God to accept it and to help you through that deed. So Khatmah, again, the sunnah is after your Khatmah of the Quran, you make a deed. And of course, this time, the dua should be for yourself, but also for the ummah at large. Number 3. Number 4, gather your family. Practically speaking, I always say to everyone in the house, like you have, for example, your parents know where you are, so they should know. What do you do? Where do you study? What year you are in university? How much your salary is, they know. Yeah? Maybe not all of them. Maybe you tell them, maybe you don't tell them. But they keep track of certain metrics. From the metrics that you should be keeping track of in your family is the Khatmah. Where is my son in his Khatm today? Where is my daughter in her wird today? I remember Sheikh Jamal was telling us that when he's speaking to Sheikh Abdul Rashid, to him and his sons, the first thing he asks them is what? Where are you in your wird? How's your wird? Your daily, your health. You ask how's your health, how's family? How's your wird of the Quran? Keep a tether on everyone's wird. So everyone should know when your child is finishing the Quran, where they are, how far they are. When you're coming to an end, you gather. Practically speaking, I always advise in Ramadan, when you're finishing the Quran, gather your family, like we said before, and say, we're finished the Quran now, let's read together. And you gather everyone, you have a meal, you have a feast, and you make a dua together. That's a beautiful sunnah. In Ramadan and outside Ramadan, make it a celebration. قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. So that's number 4, gathering. And the narration mentioned of Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, that he would yuraqib, he would ask someone to be in the masjid to look at people doing Khatm. He said, when he's finishing his Khatm, call me, I want to sit with him to get the blessings. So this is the way of the Salaf. So do this inshallah ta'ala. Gather your family and make it a situation or opportunity of making dua and blessings. And the final one is al-hal al-murtahil. As soon as you finish, you start again. Tonight we're going to finish the Khatm, tomorrow we'll start another one inshallah ta'ala. And that's in Ramadan and outside of Ramadan. As soon as you finish, don't say alhamdulillah Ramadan is finished, Quran inshallah I'll see you next year. How many of us every year, we have the same cycle, isn't it? Imagine, I always say this, and I apologize if you take this personally. I've been practicing 20 years, 30 years, 15 years, and I still have the last 10 surahs, 20 surahs. From Wadduha to Nas, since I was 15 years old, and now I'm 25 years old, 35 years old, the same surahs. Ramadan comes every year, and I start with the same thing. My reading is not very good, my fluency is not very good, my hifz isn't very good. And every year I'm going to memorize some Quran. Every year, but then every year it's a cycle. Be serious. And I always say practically your Khatm, every time you do a Khatm, every Khatm should be getting better. Every Khatm should be getting better. So if someone does a Khatm every single month for 5 years, by the time he's on his current Khatm, how great he would be, how strong he would be in his hifz, his recitation, his understanding, his pondering, his love with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his secrets he'll unlock from reading the Quran so many times. It's something in another world. So have this regular thing when you're finishing the Quran and starting it again. And of course this reading should be of understanding. Read translation, tafsir, listen to lectures, learn Arabic language, all of these things. And every Khatm, like I said, will be a different level. And the Quran is that which you can never, ever get bored of. It's like they mentioned, a river which never ends. وَلَوْ أَنَّمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ مِنْ شَجَرَةٍ أَقْلَامٍ وَالْبَحْرِ يَمُدُّهُ ما نفدت كلمات الله. You will never ever be able to exhaust the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So summarizing the 5 points. So number 1 is what? The timing, finishing it in the sunnah of Fajr or the sunnah of Maghrib, depending on the time of the day. Number 2, you're in a fasting phase or state. Number 3 is the dua of the Khatm afterwards. Number 4, gathering the family. And number 5 is what? Cycling. Once you finish, you restart and resume again, inshallah ta'ala. So inshallah, you maintain your own time. And today we'll be doing a Khatm as well, inshallah ta'ala, and make a dua. So everyone stay for the dua, inshallah ta'ala. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept. And more importantly, that the Quran that we recite, we're completing regularly, is a hujjah for us, not against us. We're not told afterwards, you recited the Quran, mashallah, well now why are you in the fire? We will be in the fire, some of us. Allah will say to you, didn't you do the Khatm in 10 nights? You recited the Quran 4 times in Ramadan, 10 times in this year, 50 times this year. So why are you in the fire? أَلَمْ تَكُنْ آيَةٌ تُتْلَى عَلَيْكُمْ فَكُنْتُمْ بِهِ تُكَذِّبُونَ قالوا ربنا غلبت علينا شقوتنا. Ya Allah, we were busy, we couldn't, this. Don't be this person. Make the Quran you're reciting a hujjah for you, not against you. Like Ibn Abbas says, رُبَمَا يَقْرَأُ الْقُرْآنَ وَالْقُرْآنُ يَلْعَنُهُ. Someone is reading the Quran beautifully, and the Quran he's reciting is cursing him. So let's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the Quran a hujjah, proof for us, and not against us. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.